Hello, producers and everyone that's interested in music. I have made a script for the Akai MPK Mini Mk3. And what do we have here? We have two different banks for CC controls that I scripted and that will allow us to perform very different actions. Okay, let's start with CC controls on bank number 1 or A, whatever you want to call it. What do we have here? On these different 8 pad buttons, we can do many things. So let's start. On pad number 5, we have a countdown. We can enable and disable. On pad number 6, we have a loop recording. Enable, disable. It's exactly the same, right? Now, pad number 1, I have overdub. On pad number 2, I have wait for input. So these four are more intended to help you in the moment of recording melodies, right? Because you can enable the countdown, the loop recording, overdub, etc., etc., right? So these four functions that are really useful for recording melodies. Cool. On these four, what do we have? On these four, we can jump directly to mixer, piano roll, channel rack, and playlist. Really cool, right? So I consider this first bank A, more useful for using it in purposes of writing melodies. Nice. So now let's jump to bank B. On bank B, what do we have? We have transport buttons. So we have play stop here. It's really good to have it like this. I think it is. In here we have the button to change to pattern or song. Here, record button. In here we have the metronome. I didn't like to put the metronome here. I would like to change it on the future, but right now is the way it is. Okay, so these three are for navigating, and these three works when you use it with these knobs here, absolute knobs. And I will show right now what those knobs are. Okay, if you are familiar with the Akai MPK Mini, these knobs will never change, are all the time the same, right? So that's a small limitation, of course. So that's why I decided to create a new program for it. So my program that I designed is on pad number 5 on the program select. You will find it on the pad number 5 if you follow my instructions. But if you want to put it on another pad, that's up to you, right? I decided to put it here. And what we have by default, by the factory, is that on the pad number 5 we have the GarageBand preset. As I don't use the GarageBand, and I'm not sure how many people use it, I decided to take it out, because on the first one we have MPC. That's the software that came with your Akai MPK Mini, so I decided to not remove this one because probably a lot of people will use it. On second one we have Ableton Live, very useful, so I decided to not remove it. On third one we have Logic Pro. I don't use it, but I thought that a lot of people may use it, so I decided to not remove that one. On the fourth we have FL Studio. FL Studio, that's the default program that was created by Akai for FL Studio. They didn't do anything into it. I mean, even I can say all the programs are the same. I didn't see any difference on the different programs. So I decided to create my program on path number 5. I overrided the GarageBand, and if I use any of these, I mean, all of my controls will be showing as green, as you can see on the screen, right? So that means those controls are free. But on path number 5 is the one that I designed. It's FL Control 2. I don't know if you can see it. I try my best here. Okay. So, as I was saying here, we have very useful we have very useful navigating controls here that will help out any producer to forget to use this freaking mouse. You will not ever use again a mouse on your life. What you have here on the first knob, K number 1, we can browse in the browser directly. On number 2, we can browse on the mixer. And believe me, those knobs are really smooth. So you gotta be moving really slow the knob in order to jump one by one. Because if you do it fast, well man, this will get crazy, as you can see. Okay? So do it very smooth. On the third one, channel rack, I can select the different channels, and I only have here 4 channels. But you can see how I can scroll up and down without any problem. Alright, on number 4, what do we have? We have the option to switch through the different windows. And I will show this right now, because first I want to show, in order to be able to show this properly, I want to show loading a plugin from here, okay? So I'd say here we have 3 paths that are reserved for navigating controls. So path number 8 is enter. Path number 4 is the context menu. And path number 3 is escape button. So this is the same as doing escape on your keyboard. This is the same as doing enter. And this is the same as using the secondary button of your mouse. Cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna show what I just said. I'm gonna show to load a plugin. Okay, so I'm gonna go to plugin database. I'm gonna hit the enter. You can see how the folder has opened. Now I want to load a generator. I want to load scenes. I want to know my lovely flexo, but I don't want to load it directly because I'm on channel number 2. I don't want it here. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the context button, context menu button. Boom. What do we have? We have a new window that is showing with different options, and this will apply to every single view that you can imagine. Okay, now remember, this one is for browsing the browser, this one is for browsing the mixer, this one is for browsing the channel rack. So those 3 will not allow me to move to the context menu. So in order to move to the context menu, I can use this one. This one is for going up and down. Okay, so I want to open this in a new channel. So I'm gonna hit the enter button. Without using the mouse in my life, I am able to load a plugin. Wow, that's so cool, man. That's great. So as I said, here is up and down. As you can see here, right now it's not doing anything, of course, because I'm on my focus is on a plugin. That one is left and right. Hey, this one do something. I I didn't know it. Anyhow, this one is left and right. This one is up and down, left and right. This one, it's to browse to the different presets. So I can browse through the different presets. Remember, use it smoothly because it's really sensitive. Those knobs are really awesome, really sensitive. So if you try to scroll it really fast, it will turn your computer crazy. So be careful with it, okay? Okay, so I have shown almost everything, but I didn't finish. We have browser, we have mixer, um, we have channel rack. Those three are intended to browse in a fast way, so you can produce really faster because you have the ability to go directly to what you want. You want to go to the browser here, you want to go to the mixer here, you want to go to the channel rack here. But what about this one? As I was saying, this one is for browsing through the different windows. And right now I just have one plugin and the channel rack and mixer, right? But anyhow, you can see how I can switch to the different windows that I have opened. So if you are a crazy user like me who loads a lot of plugins, hey man, you will be able to switch to the different plugins in a fly. And that's ridiculously amazing, right? Okay. One very last thing, the absolute knob number 8, it's to change the tempo, okay? And what I'm thinking of is to do future releases and to add more functionality to this. And for doing that, I need to create a shift button, and I will be thinking about it, how to implement that. And the shift button will allow me to use those knobs and even those pads in many different ways. And I am thinking how to do it. So I will be doing it in the future, of course. So you will see future releases of this script. And I think I didn't forget anything. So remember to use it, select the control pad controls. Program change doesn't do anything. I mean, doesn't do anything that doesn't come by default. I didn't change anything here. Program change will change the programs, so but it's really crappy, as you can see here. So that's another possibility. I may use this one to do different things here, because I don't like the program change that comes by default. And that's it. I hope you found this useful and you will have a lot of fun with it. Thank you.